We know a couple other things about spice. And here I want to make sure I give proper attribution. The Nobel Prize was given a couple of years ago to a guy down at the Scripps Institute in San Diego, Ardem Patapuchin, and David Julius at UCSF for the discovery of these receptors for pressure, cool, heat. And it's an amazing set of discoveries that just occurred really in the last 10 years. We know that all of those pathways go to areas of the brain that are involved in, of course, like behavior. Like if you touch something really hot or you taste something really hot, for most people, they're going to resist that. But also to the hypothalamus, which houses all these hormone control areas, et cetera. People who can tolerate stronger spice, men and women, we know it's correlated with higher levels of circulating testosterone. That I think is interesting. What we're really talking about is higher pain threshold. And you and I have talked before about if there's one clear effect of testosterone, it's that it makes effort feel good. That pain starts to have a little bit of a come hither kind of thing to it. It feels a little bit enticing when testosterone levels are elevated. When testosterone levels are lower, or if people have lower levels of testosterone, effort feels more overwhelming. How's that? And the other thing is that ingestion of spicy peppers resets your calibration for what's spicy. I think we know that too. And in a way that also adjusts people's pain threshold. So if people get better at eating hot peppers, they're better at dealing with all types of pain. And I find this fascinating because I know you and I are both kind of obsessed with ice baths and cold plunges. Yeah. And I've been going deep into that literature around cold and what's really known about cold thermogenesis and not known. And it seems like these acute adrenaline, acute pain pathways, they do exactly what exercise does, which is in the moment, if you were to measure somebody's inflammation, et cetera, you'd say this person is dying. They're in a terrible state. They might as well be getting, open heart surgery with no anesthesia, the way some people react to the ice bath. It's kind of silly to us. But for people that don't like the cold, they're like, you got to be kidding me. I'd never go near it. They try and disparage it. They try and poke every hole in the data. They're just scared, right?
Yeah.
They're just scared. We know this. But they are actually the people that benefit the most because that really acute adrenaline spike, that pain that you feel creates a higher pain threshold later, higher threshold for work output, all the things that most people seek. And so to me, it's always interesting that you have to look what's happening during and you have to look at what's happening afterward. And for some reason, as humans, we like these creature comforts of massages, which are great. The sauna, which is great, although if you crank it up really hot, it's work at some level.
It's always work at the end.
There's that
the
moment.
The last 5 minutes of a 25-minute session at 190 degrees, that's work.
Yeah, and there's something about the burning in the nose for me. At least my heart rate starts to I want to get the hell out of it.
Burning in the nose. So are you using water on the rocks a lot?
Yeah.
So that's what's giving you the burning in the nose?
Yeah. I'm it's always hard to know how hot it is right at the place where it reaches your body. But I've been cranking it way, way up.
Like what temperature?
Like 260.
What?
260, but I
260.
But I cover my head.
Why? What are you, a brisket?
No,
what the fuck are you doing?
Well, what I found is.
Why are you doing that?
So what's interesting is your desire to get out of the hot tub or the too hot hot tub is because of burning on the skin, right? But your desire to get out of the sauna is usually a brain thing. And you'll notice this because if you go to a Russian banya, they all wear the little wool hats. Yeah. That's to insulate their brain against the heat so they can stay in at hotter temperatures on their body. So I'm in at 260, but I've got my head covered with a wool cap. So it doesn't feel as stressful.